Well, happy Sunday. Another wonderful day in the great pandemic of 2020. It's my birthday, and I wanted to show you my birthday haul. Um, I've got my coffee here, and first I'm going to show you things I got for myself. These are my birthday presents to me. The first just was a PDF that I found on the internet, and it's the trials of James McDermott and Grace Marks for the murder of Thomas Kinnear. And if you watch a show called Alias Grace, this might be interesting to you. It's the entire trial transcript, and from 1843, and you can see very much what the book and the limited series was based off of. So I read this, and found it very interesting, and the show did follow it very well. And this pamphlet was sold like hotcakes, because this was a very, very salacious trial in the 1840s. And if you read it, for 1840s, this was some juicy reading, because it had everything. It had sex, violence, adultery, unmarried relationships. It was just full of all of the things that people didn't normally read. So you can kind of picture people getting their hands on this in the 1840s, and teenagers reading this out behind a barn and stuff. So today, obviously, it's practically rated G, but for the 1840s, this was some very salacious tabloid-like stuff. And I just did a simple book fold here. So, I think later on my wife's going to try to print it for me in like some parchment and make it look a little bit more realistic. But this was just something I could read and not worry too much if it gets messed up. So this was birthday present number one for me to me. Birthday present number two was just another edition for my growing collection of Library of Curious and Unusual Facts by Time Life Books, one of my favorite collections. And I got this for about $3. It's Crimes and Punishments. You see on the cover Clyde Barrow. And I really do enjoy this series. This one in particular is about crimes through history, lots of little stories. I always enjoy a good Time Life series, and these are particularly well done. So you can find these in thrift stores. They're really easy to find. You could go on eBay. You could get these for $2 to $3 a book if you just want something to read that's interesting. Now, I may have mentioned before that when I read, I really can't read fiction. I only like to read nonfiction material, and I get that from my grandfather. He was very much the same way, and he never ever really read fiction. He just read stuff like this, and this is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy, because I just like to fill my head with knowledge, because you can only put so much in your head, and I just like factual stuff. Look at this old mobster funeral and see how the flower arrangement was done up to look like an effigy of him, which is creepy and strange. Virginia Hill from my home state of Alabama. Bonnie Parker. Stanford White, and this was the famous case. It was in a movie called Ragtime about Harry K. Thaw killed this man Stanford White because this was his wife, Evelyn Nesbit, and she married him, and then he got the idea that this man had seduced his wife, so he shot him to death. It's one of the crimes of the century. This is the Hall Mills murder. They called her the pig lady. She testified in court in a bed. This is one of those addictive books, the Black Dahlia. I mean, I just picked this up and I just will read and read and read. And just interesting. But this series mostly covers supernatural things, nature. It's just curious and unusual facts. This just happens to be the edition about crime, but there's many others. When Socrates was executed with hemlock, they found little tiny figurines of him at the gravesite, which is really interesting. Execution by elephant. So if you do find yourself in a thrift store and you see one of these, start collecting them, because you might find these to be some creepy, unsettling, interesting reading. So those were the two presents I bought myself. And now I want to show you what my wife got me, which was a huge surprise. I got it this morning, and I just wanted to show everybody, and I'm really excited. So let's put the trial transcript here. Let's show you this first present she gave me. This is, oh my god, I can't believe she gave me this. This is Lake District pounds from England. This is local currency, and they're just as good as a pound banknote if you're in Lake District. You can use them at the stores, and they're just stunning. They're beautiful. And they have characters, or not characters, people on them from Lake District who are famous. Charlotte Mason, Miss Potter, Beatrix Potter books. Oh my gosh. Sir Chris Bonington and Hardwick Rawnsley. Beautiful artwork. As you can see, it where the pound symbol would be, it has an L and a D for Lake District, which is very clever. Like, take a look at just the artwork on my favorite one. Obviously, is this Beatrix Potter one, which has pictures from her books. And so basically, you can go. There's lots of different places in England where they have local currency, but you can go to Lake District. You can use these all over, and a lot of people keep them as souvenirs. And if you do pay British pounds for these, the money goes to charity. So it's a nice, if you're in Lake District, you should take some of these with you and take them back to the States. So last time we were in England, we went through London, and we went to the Cotswolds, saw Stonehenge, the tour of Glastonbury, spent the night in Glastonbury, and then we went to Castle Combe and drove around, kind of did a loop back to London. So I don't think I went through here. If I had, I would have gotten these. And the reason Mary got them for me is because I think they're going to stop doing the local currency. I think this was the last series, so I'm really glad to have these now. Now let's look at the back of them, and they're beautiful. Oh my. First, look at the amazing foil designs. Look at that. Just lovely. Now, let's do something. Let's turn on the old black light here. And let's turn down the lights. Okay. Now look what happens. You see that? You see constellations. Can you see? In the black light, you can see constellations. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I live in America, so I kind of wish our currency would do cool stuff like this. that, you know, I was thinking it might be cool to do a video of my whole currency collection and hold them under black lights so we could see little details and Easter eggs like this. So, isn't that amazing? Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and let's get the light back on so we can see stuff. Okay, anyway, I'm sure you can tell I'm really excited to have these. So, if you do collect currency, try to get yourself a set of these. This is the whole set for 2019. Do yourself a favor and get yourself a set of these before they're gone. So that is my Lake District local currency, and I am so happy to have this. Next, she got me 2 very distressed action figures, and there's a reason for that, because I have 2 mint versions of these Mandalorian action figures, and she knows I probably won't open them, so she went out of her way to find me 2 that I must open. I mean, this needs the jaws of life to open, and this one, the card is creased, and there's no reason to keep this on the card. Amazon might disagree, but this one in particular is just definitely an opener, and now I can actually handle these beautiful figures. I might have mentioned in a few prior videos that it's been a long time since we've had good Star Wars action figures, and here are 2 good Star Wars action figures. So obviously it'll be fun to open them and take a look at them in more detail. Cara Dune's pretty tough. She can survive this. So let's get her out first. I think she's really needs to get out of this. I might have to re-straighten her blaster rifle. Okay, let's look at Cara Dune. Wow. Let's get her straightened out. She has her tattoos that signify that she's a rebel shock trooper, and if the camera will focus, you can see her Rebel Alliance tattoo on her cheek. This is one of the rare good articulation Star Wars figures that you just don't see too much anymore, with the super articulation and the phenomenal paint, even like the dirt on her boots, the ball joints. She has a knife. I don't think it comes out, but it looks good. Just a nice detail. Here's her blaster, and it's very detailed, well painted. It stows in her holster right here. And if we can get the blaster rifle in her hands, we might be able to straighten it out a little bit. It is a little bit, it looks a bit like a old World War II era heavy machine gun, maybe from Japan, that they adapted into a blaster rifle. I'm gonna see if I can get her to grip. I think eventually it'll probably will straighten out on its own. Yeah. Still looks great. Her hip movement's a little bit restrained by the skirt belt that she has here. The face sculpt is really good. It really looks like her. This actress was also in Deadpool. Um, Very memorable part. In real life, she's an MMA fighter. She's uh, looks like she could probably do all of her own stunts. So now let's look at the Mandalorian. This is him in his early armor in the first part of the show, before he gets the cool chrome um, the the shiny chrome armor. Let's break those joints a little bit. There. Sometimes I worry about cracking a joint. In this version, his helmet does not come off, so you can't see his face. We don't see his face until the end of the show anyway. Spoiler alert. Great articulation, but also a bit constrained by his armor and holster on how much he can move. His unique weapon that is very reminiscent of what Boba Fett wielded in the Star Wars Holiday Special cartoon. Got that joint to work. You gotta fiddle with them a little bit to get them to work sometimes. Beautifully articulated. Beautifully painted. Just fine action figures. A breath of fresh air from some of the stuff we've been getting. Two that will look great to display on my shelf. Kind of a soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking anything too much. This is the ABS plastic, I think is what it's called. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Mary. These are beautiful. Focus, please. So I have two so far. Let's recap. Okay. I have the local currency, two Mandalorian figures. Okay, next. I was blown away because first thing is she handed me this, which is the retro Darth Vader. And I thought this was the only retro figure she'd gotten me, which was, it's special to me because it is not one to focus today. I'm sorry. When I was a little kid, it was a special day when my parents bought me the original Kenner Darth Vader, and we were in a store somewhere in Texas, and I know my dad had found it because he was holding it against his chest, and he had it, he had it turned around, and he had that look on his face like he found something special, and I knew he'd found Darth Vader. So to just see this on a card again, on a classic looking card back, and this vintage looking figure is just kind of evokes some of that same excitement I felt as a kid. So it's really nice to have this. To tell you what you can expect from the retro collection is a very thick hardback that is obviously designed to be sturdy and durable for long-term display. I don't think the intention is to open these unless you really, really want to. The intention is these are to display. These are to put on your shelf or on your wall and to sort of look at and appreciate 40 years ago what these action figures looked like on the card. On the back we have a picture of that old that was the mail-in offer of the Star Wars action figures when they hadn't even been sent yet. They were still in the prototype phase. So but anyway, I thought this would be good enough, but then she surprised me with the entire wave. So, oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, just mind-blowing. The entire wave one of these, and I never even expected I'd own any of these. And suddenly I have the entire wave one, and I'm just completely blown away. I just think about what it was like being a kid and having these figures. And this is pretty doggone close to what they looked like. At a glance, I don't see any differences to speak of. Maybe some slightly different paint. This is one of the variants, the large head Han Solo. It's just amazing to even see a Han Solo these days with all of the hair without the paint flaking off. Or you see the red stripe. Chewbacca, the blue eyes. The bowcaster, his toes. All of these details are things that Princess Leia, the stormtrooper, and you know, as a kid you wanted a bunch of stormtroopers to army build. Well, this was just amazing. So, and the funny thing is usually, see, our birthdays are just a couple days apart. So usually when it's our birthday time of year, we both just take a trip and go somewhere. And obviously we can't do that this year. So so we're trying to make the most of staying at home. And it's just I feel like a kid again. Just to just get like these things that just remind me of my childhood, and she just got me the most perfect presents this birthday. The next thing I want to show you is she got me a set of Egyptian coins. Oh my gosh, these are unbelievable. I never even imagined such beautiful money even existed. Look at these. Wow. I mean, they're just beautiful. Look at that with the sarcophagus face on them. Can you imagine a handful of change and seeing that? Look at that. It's no words for how amazing this is. See, a couple friends of mine just went to Egypt, and I really, really want to go there too. I really want to go there. I want to see those pyramids. I want to see that Sphinx. I want to see the Valley of Kings so bad. This is a whole set of Egyptian coins. And I have no words for how utterly blown away I am. I mean, so beautiful. There's also a sheet that explains how to read the numbers on it. I had to get some coffee. And here's the back of them. £1. Beautiful. just unbelievably beautiful. She got me this, which is I have been playing a game lately that I really recommend if you like a smart, action-packed game full of exploration and collectibles and great control, great graphics, interesting story. It's the Metro series. It's a post-apocalyptic game where you play Russians who live in the Metro system after the surface of the Earth is uninhabitable. This is the third installment called Exodus, and I played the first two, and I'm excited to start playing this one. The game is amazing. It's got everything you could want in a game like this, from collecting different weapons, finding different collectibles. Just the story, in my opinion, is better than Call of Duty or other first-person shooters. The settings, the graphics are just amazing. You seriously should play Metro if you haven't already done so. I kind of hate it when the disc is banging around in there. I'm really excited to own this and start playing it. You do have to wear a gas mask a lot. It's a very fun game. Highly recommend it. She got me a shirt. And if you watch my videos, you'll know what this is all about. Excommunicado. And if you recognize that, you know this is a John Wick shirt. And I'm a huge John Wick fan. So definitely something I'm going to enjoy wearing during this quarantine. Kind of feel excommunicado these days. Don't get to go anywhere or do anything. So I'm really happy to have that. At nighttime, I do like to listen to videos, and I probably need to show you like a recommended list of the videos I like to listen to help me sleep, or things that I put on to get me to sleep that I follow. But so I have been using earbuds, but now I can use these not just to sleep in, but to run with. This is a headband with earbuds built in, and that is too cool and utterly helpful for my lifestyle. So I can exercise with this, and I can sleep with one like this. And I might start with sleeping with this because I always wake up with my headphones out of my ears, and this way I can listen to something in my sleep. So this is very helpful. The next thing she got me was the entire series of Miami Vice on Blu-ray. Not just that, but with all of the original music. Because there's a few shows that you just can't watch if the original music has been removed. I was really distressed when I bought Northern Exposure on DVD, only to find that nearly all of the music had been replaced with canned music. WKRP is another show. WKRP in Cincinnati. You need the music. 21 Jump Street. The DVD release of it, all the music was canned. It took away the personality of the show. But China Beach and this are two, and there is a Shout Factory version of WKRP where they restored most of the music. But Miami Vice, you just can't watch the show without the music. So here it is on Blu-ray. Miami Vice, every episode, including the lost episodes. One of my favorite shows, and with all of the original music in crisp Blu-ray, and I absolutely cannot wait to start watching this. So, wow. Now, in addition to everything you see here, I got two really cool gift bags. This one with C-3PO and R2-D2, and this one with Darth Vader and some stormtroopers, which I can use for other things. I am so sorry that my camera is just not focusing on anything right now. I am totally not sure what's causing that, and I know it's really kind of annoying. It seems to be very nearsighted today. But so I hope that hasn't ruined the video for anybody. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I sure have enjoyed all of these. And I'm having a great birthday. I'm relaxing. I'm looking at all my stuff and just savoring it all. And my hope for all of you is that even though we're going through some fairly crappy days right now, I hope you can set aside some time to savor something you like, make a cup of coffee or tea, open a book you really like, and lose yourself in it for a while and forget about all the problems of the world. And that's what I hope you can do today, and or tonight, or get a good night's sleep, and feel good in the morning. So anyway, thanks for watching my channel, and please rate, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon, and I'll keep making videos as long as you keep listening to them. All right, bye.